Okay, so first ever CS2 Major is finished. PGL Major Copenhagen, and NAVI is the winner. Did anyone really predict NAVI to win this? I really highly doubt it. Highly doubt it. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at this. This atrocity, absolute atrocity, all red. Didn't get anything, like literally got everything wrong. There should be like special skill for that to get everything wrong. But listen, did you really see how, like, for example, G2 can beat Mouse? How, for example, FaZe can beat Team Spirit? Like, did you really see at least like these two things? I don't think anybody really saw this coming. Only maybe like some die-hard fans who really like for example Navi or like FaZe, something like that. They would put their favorite team sort of to win it. But in the end, this happened, and I said that sorry, I don't think there will be yellows in the sort of not playoff stage in the semifinals. But in fact, yellow is what win everything, which is insane. But let's just quickly sort of recap this, and let's take a look at what Navi was doing just coming to that playoff stage. Look at this. So they won first two games against Mongols and G2. Then they lost to Spirit, sort of understandable, but then they lost to Cloud9. Navi qualified to the playoff stage by beating Mongols, G2, and Pain. Like, okay, G2 is decent team, but Mongols and Pain, and then Navi in the finals, in the playoffs. Did I really have like sort of belief in the fact that literally Navi, with two of the worst players of the whole tournament, Ima and Alexibi, that they will be able to beat everyone? Like, come on, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Then, what happened with Cloud9 versus Vitality? Cloud9, 10 rounds combined. This is atrocious. I don't know what happened to them. I don't understand what they were doing sort of on Inferno, and I definitely don't understand what they were doing on Anubis. This is like a complete capitulation. Complete destruction of the team. I don't understand what the fuck is this shit. While Vitality was looking shaky, Zaiwu wasn't playing that great, and he wasn't even playing that great here either, to be honest. He's third best player. So, well, second by just, like, yeah. Third player here, third player here. I don't know how combined he gets on the second, but whatever, doesn't matter. Zaiwu isn't even the best player. Cloud9 completely sort of screwed himself essentially. Then Spirit played FaZe. They got sort of sucked into playing Vertigo versus FaZe because they didn't pick Ancient, Team Spirit. Because, I don't know, they didn't trust themselves, which is so stupid. Kerrigan literally outplayed them in terms of veto. But then again, you're Team Spirit, you're playing Vertigo. You get only 4 kills on a T side. How is that even possible? And then you do such a great comeback, and then you capitulate at the very end. You give up. I don't get that. They fought so hard on Nuke, as you can see. They definitely screwed themselves on Mirage. Only 7 rounds, even though it was their peak. Like, I don't get it. I really don't get what happened. I understand that, okay, maybe pressure, maybe something else, right? Don't didn't give a fuck. He didn't care. He was still fragging. He was doing his thing. Zontix Chopper, Zontix probably what cost him the game. Because he's done on Vertigo 2 extremely stupid things where he didn't plant the bomb, he over-rotated, he basically ran out of time. He cost them 2 rounds. Zontix himself alone. And sure, he was not carrying maybe, but playing really well on Nuke as well. But on Mirage, he was really bad. He's basically sort of not asking to be cut, but he did cost them a little bit that game. But in general, sort of spirit, in the form that they were coming into this match. They should have been, steamrolling phase like 2-0. And yet on the big stage, the pressure got to them apparently, that like 4 or maybe like 5 day break, wherever it was, definitely benefited basically all of those older, more seasoned veteran sort of teams. Then Mouse was playing G2. Once again, you get to the stage, your Mouse, and you basically shit the bed. Mouse, who's supposed to be in the final, because the form that they were showing, they were 3-0ing people. They were doing so great, and then they get to the stage and they lose to fucking G2, to this obnoxious, atrocious fucking team. It's insane. It's so bad. It's really so bad that they lost, especially to G2. Then we have obviously Eternal Fire versus Navi. At least this match was close. It was pretty close, especially on Mirage. Like, Eternal Fire was showing sort of quite a solid game, and they were fighting, they were trying their best. Unfortunately, Navi just woke up, Wonderful and JL. JL got the MVP of the whole tournament for a reason. Wonderful could have as well, but JL like literally saved the whole Navi a couple of times. Then Vitality plays FaZe. I mean, at this point it's like 50-50. Anybody can win, because both of these teams are sort of in a similar shape, in a similar form, and it's like, okay. But then again, like, your Vitality, you played Nuke, okay, you lost it. Then you played Vertigo, you smash 11-1 FaZe. And then you go into Inferno and you lose it. You're supposed to be like on a high horse, you know what I mean? Like, you're supposed to be doing everything to FaZe after that map, but no. And then Navi plays G2, barely wins Anubis. Then again, like, okay, you won the map of G2, right? Anubis. Then you're playing Nuke, that's your good map, and you're losing 17-13. This is like, holy shit. And then just jail happened on Ancient. Jail just happened. That Deagle 5k from jail is what got Navi to grand final essentially. And fucking Ema finally woke up. He's not the worst player anymore. It's just Alexi. It's like, it's insane. It's insane what was happening. It's insane what was happening. How can I take a look at the whole major? Because like, his stats maybe have improved, but he was still pretty fucking atrocious. JL, probably the best sort of game of his career, just in general. Wonderful was playing pretty well. Beat woke up also on the, but we're going to talk about the final in a second. How can we? Is this not all the teams? Is it? Alexi B, Ema, yeah. Look at this. The whole tournament ended. Ema 0.88 rating. He literally woke up for like one or two games. Atrocious. We'll literally remove this guy right now. Put Simple, and Navi will be beating everybody. Unless Simple will be very toxic and will just ruin the whole atmosphere in the game, then it's gonna be shit. But the fact, like, it's like, tell me, how can I pick Navi when literally 2 of their 3 player or 2 of their 5 players are bottom fragging of the whole tournament essentially, and one of them supposed to be your fucking top rifler. This is supposed to be fucking top rifler. He was supposed to be essentially like your whatever 1.3 rating guy, not JL. And JL is doing it with a smile on his face and doing like really great. And luckily, Beat woke up by the end. How can you pick up Navi to win this whole thing? No chance. Absolutely no chance. So Navi plays JL, literally wins them the whole Ancient essentially. 28 kills, 5 Ks. He was just steamrolling essentially. Solo G2. And Beat again started to wake up a little bit, not as good as on the last map of the final. Again, you are Navi. You are winning Ancient. You're winning Phases Peak. What more do you want, right? What more do you want from this final? No, then you go to your Mirage. Literally, Navi just bet on Mirage, apparently. You're losing fucking 2-13. This is insane. Sure, you're then winning 13-3, but you're losing 2-13. I don't know, like, I don't even know how the fuck they actually sort of came on top here, because mentally you should be completely devastated because you just won Phases Peak and then you lose your pick in such fashion. This is like if you look at this, you're thinking this is probably like some, I don't know, like first opening matches or something like that. What the fuck is with these scores? But this is what the fuck is with the scores. Then Beat woke up. Beat finally woke up. Wonderful didn't even need to do anything really. Beat was doing really good on Ancient. Beat was they were all asleep for some reason on Mirage. But then on Inferno, if you've seen this game, Beat was like in a complete flow state. Every peak he was doing, I think he won basically like all of the duels 1v1. Is there like a way to I thought there was somewhere like a way to see individual duels sort of 1v1. Is there a way? Compare sort of individual players. I don't know. There's probably somewhere the way. I don't know how to do this. Anyway, yeah, Navi was doing something crazy on Inferno. Look at this. I think enough said, right? Beat in jail and Waterfall didn't even need to do really anything. Beat was doing everything basically on its own. But that's grand final. That's the third map. I didn't even see them like literally getting here. So yeah, I mean, huge congrats to Navi. Huge. I joked on Twitter that if I literally had to go all 4 incorrect picks just for Navi to win this major, I'm taking this. I'm super happy. I've been following Navi and been quite a big fan of them for the longest time right now, for I don't know, probably like 6-7 years. Yeah, probably even a little bit before they signed Simple, but or like maybe right around the time when they signed Simple. But like Navi that was coming to this tournament, coming to the playoffs, it wasn't the Navi that won the actual CS2 PGL Major Copenhagen. It wasn't the same. Again, they barely beat Mongols, barely beat G2. They beat Pain. This is not the Navi that then beats G2, FaZe. I mean, still like they didn't beat like Vitality. They didn't beat Team Spirit. So it is still sort of, for me, it is still questionable. I don't think they will be able to replicate this form if Ime stays 0.88 rating. Either he needs to step up or he needs to fuck off from this team. But I'm super happy for Alexi. Super happy for him. I did not believe that he is able to do this. He will be able to do this, especially, yeah, I don't know, like on NAP, on G2. Maybe it's Blade that's doing a lot of like masterminding and kind of helping. Because again, on NAP and on G2, yeah, Alexi wasn't able to do this. The last time he was like in the playoffs or big stage was like Ants, way back when, 2019, somewhere there. Now that he's done it, like it's amazing. But I don't think that they will be able to replicate exactly this kind of a run, because how can you win with just 3 players playing essentially the whole tournament, apart from basically like one last game? It's impossible. It is impossible. So yeah, I don't know what happened to Cloud9. Eternal Fire tried their best. I have no fucking clue what happened to Mouse. And Team Spirit, unfortunately, sort of didn't trust their own ancient, instead went blind into phases vertigo, essentially with no prep, because they couldn't study the positions, they couldn't study the setups. But even then, they should have won. Team Spirit should have won. It's just Zontix fucked up at least 2 really key rounds, and overall team just slightly underperformed. But you can see how clutch they are. I have no doubt Team Spirit will be on top again very, very soon, and soon there will be like more tournaments and whatnot. But it's a little bit unfortunate because it was their major to take. Their major to take 100%. But the nerves got a little bit to them. They ran the clock, like I'm saying, on several occasions, in several key rounds, way too low. And they just got outplayed a little bit by FaZe, which is interesting because, like I'm saying, all 4 sort of really seasoned veteran team essentially perform better on the stage versus in whatever, like a lobby essentially, right, area, without fans, without the crowd and whatnot. It's experience. I just didn't, again, with the form that the rest of these like teams were coming to this major, I just didn't see like how can nerves affect you so much. Teams like Mouse and teams like Team Spirit, how can nerves affect you so much that you fuck up when you have such a fucking stellar form? Mouse and Team Spirit, I just need to remind you, are 2 teams who finished 3-0. And they steamrolled. Complexity, played really well against Imperial, Natus, Vincer, whatever, right? Wasn't even particularly big competition, let's put it that way. And yet, on the stage, they capitulated, they gave up, they did not perform, which is unfortunate, really unfortunate. Because, not only because of the completely ruined Pickems, because again, NAVI won and it's amazing. If NAVI, I was thinking like, when the final was happening, I was thinking, okay, either Kerrigan gets the second major and he's absolute goat of IGL in CS:GO and in CS, just in general in CS, because Glaive is nowhere to be fucking found. Glaive has done his run for like 2 years with 1 core. That's it. Kerrigan was doing this with fucking, I don't know, 5 different lineups. Going into playoffs, going into semifinals, going into finals. Kerrigan is the GOAT of CS IGL. But so, it was either Kerrigan getting second major or Alexi B is getting essentially his first. And Navi in general, as a team, as an org, is winning, is always fucking great. So when the final was happening, I was already like, okay, you know what? I don't give a fuck about Pickems anymore. It's amazing. And I just don't like fucking Ima. I don't like how Ima is playing. If you see how he plays in the game, he does so many fucking brain dead mistakes that a player of his caliber playing against fucking best of the best, like his decision making skill tree is garbage. It's pure fucking garbage. He got outplayed in so many situations by like over peaking or by like not sort of not escaping from certain position and not taking it like a better angle. He like literally he's like on Ancient. There were so many rounds when he was fucking up everything for Navi, and despite that they still won. So he said that wherever in like an HLTV article, something like that it doesn't matter if I'm playing the last place if we win the major. Well, like, yeah, okay, like you did win the major, but no, it's not like that. I do remember like how you fucking played. If I were more interested in creating more content for CS, I would literally right now go and take Ima demo and show you how not to play on a big stage in playoffs against other teams, because so fucking bad. I would cut him today, put Simple back if Simple is okay, if Simple wants to play, put him on a rifle, you're winning fucking everything. Again, if Simple can get his fucking act straight and stop being toxic and just find some chill in himself, you know what I mean? And be more maybe like not always a fucking center point of a team, but just a great part of a team. If Simple can be that, Navi is unstoppable. Well, unstoppable unless like Team Spirit again get their shit together, and then we'll see. Anyway, it was an interesting major. PGL fuck up few things. Once again, security was bad. If you remember that speed run onto the stage, few issues with like audio as per usual. A few glitches on streams. A few rounds on streams were dropping on YouTube stream anyway when I was watching it. Yeah, as per usual, I would definitely not give PGL any fucking majors anymore. We got silver coin because we are noobs apparently. Even though we predicted very much correctly this stage, because this is the stage where I know the teams, like at least, right? Opening stage, they're all playing sort of third, second tier. I don't know fuck all about those teams, basically. But yeah. In any case, it was a good major. I'm really happy that Navi won this. I'm really happy that Alexi B got his trophy, and yeah, I'm super happy for Beat as well. He was obviously the only one, the last serve player on that squad who won previous major with Navi. So really happy for him as well. Really good to see that, and yeah, more good Counter-Strike, please. Okay, guys. See you in the next one. Take care. GG.